Hello, it's day 204 on Venus. Let's get this rolling. So, I should switch out my suit, and I need to paint the door. Well, let's do that. There we go. Of course, the helmet doesn't really matter. I need to do something about this. Although I was thinking that it wouldn't be too bad to just use these as spare suits once the base is a bit more insulated. Right, so they are damaged, but I can keep them in like a spare area just for, well, more habitation, really. Yeah, the temperature is not good enough for cocoa anymore. So I'll have to figure something better. This is not going to work in the long term, of course. I really have time for this right now. No. So the yellow, I think, will work great for any of the service stuff. So any engineering, basically. And I kind of like the idea that the outer door for every room is going to be a composite door, but then the inner door is going to be glass door. It might, well, the glass door is somewhat less capable overall. They do withstand less pressure differential. But I don't think it's a big enough problem really for the indoors, because if there's something that causes the pressure to go over 200 kPa, and of course a difference of 200 kPa, so that's total 300 or so, depending on how many I'm going to use exactly, then it would probably rise the other 100 kPa almost immediately anyway, right? I didn't take the APC with me. This is the processing. Okay. I will need a small battery. Oh, do I still have some small batteries? Probably not. I wonder if it would make sense to use the... No. I definitely don't want to use the wireless batteries. That doesn't make any sense. Where are the APCs there? Now, in the more future, I also want to make it so that the doors have separate APCs from the insides as well. There is the reversed version of this, which would be better. There. Quickly make another battery. That should be just iron and gold and copper, I think. And another thing would be to use fuses, because I don't want to use transformers indoor. Already learned that that doesn't really work, because the heating is going to be very bad on Venus. And I don't want to deal with cooling down another 500 watts of waste heat for basically no reason. So I think I will, in the future, use fuses. The tricky part is I want to have the door working even while the inside is broken. I'm not sure if that means I'll need another APC or something like that. It's going to be a bit tricky, I think. Okay. This is input, yes. You're going to be charging now. Of course, this transformer will not allow more than 5 kilowatts in anyway. But that is going to change eventually. Let's write something like this. Also, as I add more doors, I will have to think about power, as they do take 50 watts each. It's not a huge amount of power, but it is very noticeable. Right. Now I don't need the paint anymore. It will be needed inside for the walls, of course, but there's plenty of time to deal with that later. Plastic sheets, steel sheets I will need for the furnace, and glass I will need for consoles, because I do want to use the automated airlock. And that's the advanced airlock in this case, because I do plan to have atmosphere on both sides. Now the normally it's supposed to be breathable air on both sides. No, I want to have vacuum here. Oh, maybe. I was thinking that I could encase just the furnace, and the rest of the room can say pressurized. Oh. Where did you come from? That's a suspicious mix of oxygen. Oh. Oh. Seconds. Hey, sorry about that. Let's get this going. That's the wall. Oh, the door. Right. And it's a bit weird that the door takes so much power. Well, they probably weren't rebalanced at any point, because most of the time you just add more power. Okay. So, what was it I needed? Right. I am going to use the advanced airlock. It's not really necessary. I could do with the basic one if one of the sides is in a vacuum. But I don't want to rebuild this if I decide to change that logic. Okay. The air control circuit board I think I'm going to use as well. It's not really finished. It was never fixed in many updates, so it is a bit wonky. But I think it will fit the base design I'm going for in the long run. Right, console. That's going to need silicon. No. Which part needs silicon? And I need a sensor. There. And of course, I will need some active and passive vents. Let's get you started. Small stack of steel. Right, gold, copper, iron. And 2 active vents. And I think I can go with the usual basic design, because in this case it shouldn't be any problem at all. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Your vent out. Your vent in. There. This is the one that doesn't have a name. That visible. You can still see it, but not a problem at all. Now for the console itself. I think the monitor will work pretty well. I will need the data disk, of course. Why do I keep going through here? Right, that's where the air comes from. Well, no. Not the nitrogen. Oh, weird. Oh. Let's vent it out. Okay. Of course, on the other side, we'll need passive vents. Now, in the long run, I also want to have a system for connecting everything to air separately. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. I do have some ideas. The main problem is that if there's ever a leak, I don't want it to dump the air in the whole base. And there seems to be some improvements in that regard. It might be easier than it used to be. Okay. You're connecting from the top. Yeah. Yes, error in config, that's alright. Oh. Now let's configure you. Now, to start with, I'm going to set both to vacuum. Exterior is you and you. Interior is you and you. Oh, I didn't add the gas sensor. Why not? There. There. And that should be everything for the setup. Boop. Good. So that works. It does take more time to walk through, and it does make it complicated to run any other things through. So I do want to disable it for now. What I'm going to do is just get rid of this cable And now I should be able to open it with a crowbar. There. Okay. Now let's get going on the furnace. So I'll need a furnace, and I will want... Oh, let me have a look at what this looks like. There has to be a pump to ensure that there's flow between the input and the output. Oh. Anyway, how am I on volatiles? 5.5. Good. 15 liters of water in here. Beautiful. Now, this doesn't really need any concern, really. It seems to be working just fine. Assume that the burning is in this phase. Boop. Yes. Good. And that's pretty much the capacity I can set there. So this is okay. I did build in safeties, right? It's not going to explode throwing steam everywhere. Hey. And I did call it ore room. No, water room. So should I just call this ore room as well? Oh, ah. Right. Now, do I want to use direct heating, or do I want to just go with... Because the thing is, if I use outside air, that's going to make everything very easy. Because I will just have to rotate that in and out. The disadvantage is I will be cooling down the air, which I don't really want to do. It is efficient, but I still want to go with the idea that the ore shouldn't be used for cooling. It's much simpler. So, I don't know. I just don't know. Right. Now, what options do we have for organizing the furnace? This, of course, is the worst way to put the furnace. It is the default, and it makes sense, but it's really annoying to work with. So should I do it anyway? Now, on the input, I will need air from the outside. And on the output, I will want this air to go into storage. So, would this make sense? Exactly the wrong way around. But that's fine. But anyway, that was the end of day 204, so let's see you in the next one.